What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, D&Do commentary. This should be an interesting one. ARG Dirk Wagner 1271 versus Kalard. Looks like Kalard went first. He opened up with Dheb, and then he set two. ARG Dirk Wagner. Oh, by the way, he searched Altair. I believe Dirk Wagner tried to summon his own, and he hit him with Nova, or excuse me, Alpha Nova. He hit him with Nova Alpha, and then he got a draw. Now it looks like he's summoning that Altair that he did search, and Dirk Wagner obviously tried to use Breakthrough Skill, but Kalard was like, nope, I got Lance. So as Deneb was summoned, he searches another Altair. I mean, is it me, or are Satellaknights basically like gadgets but way better? Like, to me, that's what they seem like. These seem like if Konami wanted to redo gadgets, they literally could have changed just the artwork and called these like extreme gadgets or some funky stupid name like that. So you see he takes out Breakthrough Skill after he goes for Rhapsody of Berserk, and he takes out the Deneb. I guess he figures he already has an Altair that's pretty much locked and loaded. He doesn't want to get sacked out to an Altair, and plus, you know, Soul Charge and shit like that. Call of the Haunted, I guess. Dirk Wagner keeps firing off these upstarts, but he's really not getting anywhere. Well, looks like he finally got to a Deneb, and I mean, I guess he can get it off 3 back row. I'm not sure. Solemn Warning seems like, I mean, if I was Kalard, I would probably use Solemn Warning. I mean, this card seems like the next best thing to Stratos right now. Alright, so it's summoned. Like, I think it's better than like Gear Frame and all those other cards because its effect activates no matter how it's summoned. Like special summon from the graveyard, the deck, the field. Well, how could it be special summon from the field? That's just dumb. Alright, so Rhapsody of Berserk dies, and Deneb hits the field. With 3 back row, I kind of wonder what he has back there. I wouldn't be shocked if he had another Nova, but I mean that'd be 2 Novas in the first turn. God damn, that card is too good, by the way. That card is so good. Alright, so Call of the Haunted gets wiretapped. He tried to go for Altair. Dude, oh my god, Altair is when so I thought Altair was just when it's normal. So, yo, Altair is retarded. Altair is, I knew about Deneb. I knew if Deneb was special from Call of the Haunted, it got the effect. But Altair, you too? So wait a minute. If you special Altair from Call of the Haunted, then you can get Deneb's effect. And then you can search another card. So that's why, I guess that's why this deck can make rank 4s that require 3 monsters so easily. Because really, Altair, like even when you summon it back from Call of the Haunted, it's just crazy. So he summons Vega, which basically is 10 goldfish for the deck. I was thinking about doing a discussion video on 10 goldfish. Like, for some reason, I think that card is getting a lot better. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like 10 goldfish, it was a card that was good in gadgets, and then it was kind of good in Infernity, but now I kind of feel like it's good in a lot of decks. Alright, so back to the duel. Kalard summons Vega, then he goes Altair, then he goes Deneb. Looks like he's going to exceed. I mean, he's got to have a wiretap down. Otherwise, why would you invest that many cards for something that can get, like, Solemn Warning or something? So he hits the back row. He's going after the back row. And I guess Kalard feels like if Deltaros dies, it can just summon what's it called back. It can just summon Altair back, and then Altair can just get, well, that Marotech didn't work out. I guess he figures if Deltaros dies, then Deltaros can just get Altair, and then Altair can just get Nitheb or Niheb, and then you can just exceed again. Oh my god, that seems like stupid. That seems so stupid. So anyways, Deltaros gets it in, although technically they're both about even right now. I would say Kalard has advantage just because he has better field presence. You see the bottomless trap hole on Deneb. Deneb still gets his search on, and he gets another Altair. I guess the best way to get rid of this guy is the castle. Castle, just spin it right back to the extra deck, or you know, 101. I mean, no need to disrespect 101 like it's a bad card or anything. It's still fantastic. So Deltaros, I gotta see if Deltaros still needs a material to get his effect. Once per turn. If there's nope, that's just the other one. I know they've got another Xyz. I don't know if it's coming out in the next set or what, but it's also pretty good. But I can kind of see why this deck would be bananas with like Shockmaster, because just they get to level to rank 4 so damn easy. I mean, like when people say it, I'm just like, oh yeah, how easy is it? No, this is easy. Like this is, they literally can do it every fucking turn. And I just realized since they're light, they can run Lord Jesus, what is the card's name? The light Xyz that you detach to when you target a monster and its effect becomes negated and its attack goes to 0. I can't think of what it's called. I run it in Bujins, but it's really good. A lot of people run it. A lot of people like to use that card a lot in Thunder Family. So anyways, he makes Daigusto Emerald. I think he's looking for defense at this point. Oh, by the way, if you launch this with Nova, the barrier card, it still triggers. Like, that is just crazy. You know, and I know I kind of feel like I bit off more than I could chew already, saying like I was so committed to Yang Zing because now I feel like I'm going to cheat on her. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't know about Satellaknight. I didn't know that they had an Infernity Barrier and a Wolf Bark and a Stratos. I didn't know this shit. And they don't get stomped on by Ophion. So, alright, K-Lord ends up winning. Going first really made the difference in that duel. And I guess going first with Satellaknights isn't bad. I honestly think going first is awful in Yu-Gi-Oh! I want my extra card. I go second in Evil Swarm. Like, fuck that. I want my extra card. I don't, unless it's against if it's I'll go first. I don't want to have to fucking deal with mid-rash. I'd rather just set up with Ophion. But anyways, going first in this deck is good because if you open with Deneb, you go +1 anyway, so you still at 6 cards. And this might be one of those decks that makes it so Hat is no longer a deck. Like, Shadows are already great against Hat. Like, they just shit on that deck because Midrash, like, Maratek can't get over it, Firehand can't get over it, and you can't bottomless it, and you can't Nightmare. You can't do none of your main shit works against it. But then, like, this deck, you know, like, all of these monsters just, like, kind of float, you know what I mean? Like, Deneb automatically replaces itself, and Altair does the same, and Altair triggers one, and it's just crazy. Plus, they got an Infernity Barrier, which is crazy also. Alright, so K-Lord gets Sanctum, or 2 Sanctums, and a Warning. So now he'll actually have to think. And I think I'll probably upload, man, I'm really in the commentating mood today. So you guys might see me upload like 5 videos today, all matches. But I might not do custom thumbnails for all of them because I don't have any renders for the Satellaknights. And I'm not trying to spend like 2 hours rendering those motherfuckers. That's going to take forever. Alright, somebody finally hits a DNAB. And it's Dark Wagner. And he goes +1 because Valor was burnt on it. And why not attack with it? Ooh, you know what I just realized? Robbery of Warlords, a card that I'm citing 2 of in my Evil Swarm, must be the nuts in the mirror match in this deck, because if you take your opponent's Deneb, then you can just, you know, when you summon it back, you get the effect. So, it's so good. Like, I used to always... Okay, and how did K-Lord have 5 back row and he can't do nothing? Like, really? I mean, he must have just had Artifact City back there, man. But anyways, I used to always say that Robbery of Warlords was like bananas against Hat, because you take their Ramillo, then you pop a back row when you summon it. And since it's during their end phase, if you hit a Murotech, they can't summon it. I said it was good against Murotech because you get to pop something. Not good against Begotech. You don't pop your own shit. But I felt like it was good against that deck. And now I'm realizing it's really good against Satellaknights too, if you're playing Satellaknights. So I don't know what the star steps are. I'm not really going to look them up because they're not TCG, so what's the point? But I don't know. They're not really doing that well in Japan. But like, from what I've seen, the deck looks really, really good. You know, like, this deck looks fucking amazing. So I don't understand why it's not winning in Japan. K-Lord opens up with a Deneb. I mean, like, me personally, I played against Shadal twice with Evil Swarm. Obviously, it's a deck that should be kind of catered to beating them. But from what I found is Soul Drain is just like auto win against that deck, like for real. Like I would much rather have Soul Drain than roll Command, because Soul Drain just is like no Career Bandit, no Super Poly. Like doesn't matter how your monsters hit the graveyard, they will not trigger. All right, so we see a Max C, a Upstart, and another Max C. Wow, he's taking Max C. I mean, I don't know, because he doesn't even have anything in the graveyard, so he's not guaranteed to summon anything. I mean, when he goes Altier, that's a summon, I guess, but that doesn't, like, to me, that doesn't seem like, you only get a 1-for-1 there. He doesn't have to exceed. Unless you, I guess you could, like, torrential him. No, that you're still just +1. You're still just 1-for-1 at that point. Now, to me, the two boss monsters that that Satellaknights have both seem legitimate. I like the fact that when the first one, the guy that we have in the TCG, when he goes to the graveyard, basically you get to get another Satellaknight, and if you get this fucktard, then you get to trigger it, I would assume. And it's good because it works with their barrier. Like, that's stupid. And I guess if like you attack into an Honest, you still get to trigger him, and then you can get Altier, and then Altier can go plus. So K-Lord is trolling. He just sat there the whole time, wait for his opponent to finally activate that card D, and then he activates Deneb's effect, or he activates his Nova Alpha. I gotta remember that card. So from what I've seen, the only thing that is expensive in this deck is Nova Alpha, Deneb, and DXE. Like, this dude, I mean, I guess they're like all ultras. I kind of feel like he's just a super though, right? He activates Traptrix Nightmare on Deneb, which is still technically a +1 because Altier summoned it for free. But I don't know. Wagner has Rhoda, which seems invaluable in this deck because it gets everything, I guess. He's going to summon a Deneb. The problem with that is it can't really actually attack over anything. Oh yeah, you know what? Robbery of Warlords, if you hit it on Altier, it would activate its effect too. So he does go Deneb. Now, what's up with the artwork though of Satellaknight? It's kind of weird. Like, are they? I mean, I don't know. I gotta figure out what the lore is with these guys. Maybe you guys can explain. You're way better at knowing what lores go with what lores correlate with art types than I am, because I don't know shit about the Yu-Gi-Oh lores unless you guys tell me. Okay, so if I'm K-Lord, I'm probably just gonna attack over, and he says no, f that. I'll go ahead and okay. So he goes for his Nova. He tributes his Deneb as a cost, and he draws one. And then he just gets attacked with Altier. And then K-Lord just sets one. I was thinking maybe K-Lord is overextending because he could get kind of blown out by maybe like a torrential. But if Deneb is searching, then I guess it doesn't matter. You see that Dirk Wagner tries to summon his Altier, and that gets it with warning. And since he didn't have a monster on board, it's not like he could use a Nova or anything like that. So, play is on K-Lord. He summoned Summoner Monk. You guys tell me, is this good in this deck? Because, I mean, I've seen K-Lord duel, and he's been kind of tearing shit up. But is this a good card in this deck? I mean, I guess, technically, you can go Monk into Deneb, like, straight from your deck. And then I guess you could trigger it. So it's like a +1. But is it good? I mean, I don't really know. You know what? No, I'm just going to say it is good because it gets these two, and these two both trigger. So I guess technically it has to be good. He makes another Rhapsody of Berserk. I don't know why he made Rhapsody of Berserk. I didn't really see any upside in making that card. Like, I guess you could deplete your opponent's graveyard, but like he's got so much shit in there. And K-Lord goes Max C on the Altier. I think K-Lord just fucked up, personally. Like, I don't really think that there was a great way for Dirk Wagner to come back, and K-Lord just kind of opened the door for him by going into that Rhapsody of Berserk. I mean, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have exceeded. I don't think that the upside was that high on that card. He drew two. Obviously, neither one of them was a monster. Unless it was like an artifact and he just set it in his back row as a bluff. I'm a strong believer in not committing cards to the board if I already have established presence. So I don't really see a point of attacking. Dirk Wagner chooses to use that maxi that I think he got, what, like turn 1? Didn't he get that maxi like turn 1? Oh, man. He goes Bang Attack. And then he goes Mur Attack. I guess Dirk Wagner is thinking about maybe using a DD Crow or something. I don't think Bang Attack is good in this deck. Like, I don't know. It just seems to me like, what does it really do? Like, the only thing it really facilitates is, like, I guess rank 5 plays, which are okay, but I don't know. It just seems like a little unnecessary. Seems like Bang Attack is so susceptible to just removal, and it makes cards like Black Ship of Corn way better, and it's just not that strong. Like, it can't, offensively, can't really put pressure on your opponent. I mean, I know that you can Black Ship of Corn a Mur Attack, but I don't know. I just don't like Bang Attack. And then what if it's like the only card in your back row, and you have like a real card, and somebody like MSTs it, you have to blow up your other card. Now, ARG Dirk Wagner has like 50 cards in hand. I think he has 6. Unless he's used all of his... Okay, I was going to say, unless he used all of his Altiers, there's probably nothing stopping him from making a Black Ship of Corn and just blowing this up. Well, I guess the evac stops him. Now, still, you would think, though, with 5 cards in his back row, that he would have some type of defense for a Polites or a Tiras or basically any XC play. I mean, if I'm K-Lord, I'm probably just going to attack, but I still wouldn't expect that to go off. And it totally does. I don't know what to say. Thank you for watching, as always. You try and understand what the hell happened there at the end.